I want to order a 10-degree warmer morning.
Can you get a couple of those?
Don't know. I want 50 instead of 40.
Well, maybe they can come by the gross or something.
Amazon delivers.
Right, 2 days.
During the fall and winter, I'm going to call you Crunchy.
Oh,
Because of the leaves.
Yeah.
I can hear you coming.
Yeah, well, parking area we keep nice and clean. The world did a good job on that, but somebody's going to have to go do the driveway.
Well, all the kitties are taken care of this morning. When it's cold out, Tux has a lot more spunk. Let's call it spunk. And it's hard to keep him out of trouble in the morning. He's chasing Gray. He's going 5 or 6 feet up his favorite tree. He's running underneath the catio and wiggling his little butt to get up underneath there. I mean, yeah, and I think if he could find some trouble with another male cat, he would. So, and out there trying to redirect the toddler. Yes, that's what I've been trying to do. I have some prior experience with that, so. I'm down here with Dawn. I got to start this Lego Christmas clock tower order.
Has to start.
Has to, yes.
Must is required.
Right, I told him I just can't work on the couch, and that at the counter's a little more comfortable, but not super comfortable either. And maybe I'll just stay down on the floor, but not for like 3 hours or 4 hours straight. How about, he set a timer for an hour. He told me I'm not allowed, and I'm not, I have my parts pulled, so I don't have to lift and move side to side the storage bins this morning. So that yeah, I just want to work on my Legos and not be in pain. And yeah, it's a little better since I haven't been sitting on, it's not fixed though. I feel it every time. I mean, when I wake up, I feel it. When I go to bed, I feel it, but it's not, I don't feel it. It's a little better.
Right.
It didn't get worse. So
Right.
yeah. I just want to go through my day and not worry about my back.
I agree.
And I'm not able to do that right now.
We gonna get you fixed.
Nope, not having surgery. I would probably not be fixed. I don't believe the surgery would fix me.
Okie dokie.
So Don was reading about the new shutdown orders for California, and according to an article, I went to see if Rob Maurer had addressed it, and not yet, or not in yesterday's video. Today's video is not out. But the Motley Fool says on 11/21/2020, so just before Thanksgiving, that Tesla was declared an essential business, so they won't have to shut down this time. I'm not going to make any comment on whether that's good or bad. I'm just saying we were curious if Tesla was having to shutting down again, and apparently the answer is no. If we find out otherwise, we'll update you.
Yeah, I also got several reports in my news feed that that Elon is supposedly moving to Austin, Texas.
Ah.
Don't know if it's true.
You mean him, or you mean out of
him.
Fremont?
No,
him. Okay.
Him. Well, apparently he's homeless right now, or trying to be homeless.
Well, he had said he was going to sell most of his properties, and reports were actually that some actually went up for sale. I had not heard that any actually sold. I didn't
click on the titles because I tend to not click on the clickbait. I wait until it kind of settles down and something. Right,
I like to let I used to let Electrek, but now I let Rob Maurer do all of the reading for me, and then he clicks once, and then he I'm okay with him deciding whether I should know that or not, or if it's true or not. Right. I sort of rely on him now because I also don't want to do clickbaity stuff. I want real meaty,
that's right,
accurate stuff, but I don't want clickbaity.
I don't want all the speculation. I mean, I just...
Right, well, sometimes I do a Google search results, and I'll read whatever I can read without actually clicking.
Right.
There'll be 3 sentences there.
Right, I understand.
But anyway, we needed to know this information. Rob probably addressed the essential business thing back 3 weeks ago, and Dawn and I 2 weeks ago. We just didn't, that didn't get cemented in our brains, so we didn't remember it.
Well, it's obvious that we're headed towards a second wave or whatever.
Third wave, in the middle of not goodness,
whatever you want to, how you want to refer to this thing, the virus is going to affect. And right at the end of the fourth quarter is not the a good time.
Well,
for
there's
Tesla.
no good time,
Right,
but
there's
at the
no-
end of any quarter, and especially the fourth quarter, would be particularly not
Right. Well,
good from a stock perspective.
Right. I would say if they could take you know, in the first quarter when sales are in the cold weather months, January, February, March, the first quarter is the best time. I mean, that's traditionally the low time for cars. You know, the end of the year is actually typically December is a big car month. People go out and buy new cars for Christmas, for you know, things like this. And so this is a good time. But get to this quarter, and there's never a good time, I agree. But, you know, maybe some of the changes, the refresh for the Model X and Y,
S
X
and
and
X.
S, you know, something like that. You know, maybe a pause would let Tesla move ahead on some of that stuff. I don't know.
Well, my hour's up. There's where I've gotten to. I mean, I could work on it a little longer, but these are windowsill pieces. That's not what they're the official word for them, but they have a little windowsill on them, and I don't have enough of the green, so I've either got to source enough white and switch, or gray and switch, or find some green, because I really don't think I have. And verify I don't already have more green coming on the way. I don't remember. Anyway, that's sort of where I am. Good morning, Stripe. How are you? Good morning, Stripe. Hi. He comes around about noon. He's not here super early. Hey, bud. I don't blame you for not getting up out of your nice warm spot where you slept overnight on these cold mornings. I don't blame you at all. Hey, bud. Did you get it working?
I got some of it working.
Is it quieter?
Oh yeah, it is quiet.
Okay. Well, even if for no other reason than when I'm sleeping and you need to use the remote, it would be worth it to me. Right. So I figured Don can just set it on the floor there beside his chair versus up here.
Right.
If you stand it up, you should have no problem reaching it.
Nice to be.
Johnny and I are headed to town. He's going to get a haircut at the guy's place near Walmart. Don came and got Ruby out for me. You know, they say it takes a village to raise a child. Well, it takes a Donnie to help a kitten get out of the house sometimes. Good afternoon, Ruby. It's a pretty day. Not a cloud in the sky. We're going to be, I'm just going to say, a little colder than I would like for the next week. I'm sure we have more warm-ups coming in our future, but for the next week we're going to be a little chillier than I'd prefer. I went in and paid and came back out. The lobby's closed unless you have a really small child that you need to stay with. So just as well I can do mom stuff in the car, like listen to my Audible book. It won't take long though. I'll probably just get it going good and then Johnny will be done. You know, guy cuts, they go quick. Well, as usual, Miss Tracy did a good job.
Yep.
I dropped Johnny back off at home, and I'm out playing Pokemon. And I am over here at a church off 401, and you can see down into the environmental park. I can see where Don and I were walking a few weeks ago when we went in there. It's just kind of interesting how, you know, the landscape is. The church that's behind me is very much so up on a hill. Yeah, that's the bridge Don was investigating, talking about walking to, crossing over there. So you can see though, this is, you know, US Highway 401, so it is pretty busy. Hey Donnie, I'm home. You got my angel done?
Yeah, I think so. I got her.
LED instead of converted from incandescent?
Yep, to LED.
I guess she's probably from the 80s.
Yeah, she's in still pretty good shape.
Yeah, I mean, I think she may have been on the Christmas tree at my parents' house.
Right. Well,
so
we'll see.
All right, I'm counting on you. Can't screw that family piece up now. I'm not worried. Well, there she is, and I see you remembered to put the candles in her hands to be the same color, so that's good.
Yeah.
Yep. Way cool. She looks nicely lit.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm making Johnny's favorite dinner. Well, one of them anyway. Cheese, as in cream cheese stuffed chicken breasts. And I have used a hammer turned sideways to tenderize the chicken breast. There's 3 of them in there. I am in the process of making bacon for the week, and I left some of it half cooked so that it's still flexible. You don't want it crunchy when you're trying to wrap it around the breast. I use either this Simply Organic Grilling Seasons chicken flavor or ground poultry seasoning, a little rosemary something. And I got some bacon grease in my pan, and I've got a 8-ounce package of cream cheese with 4 or 5 stalks of green onion cut up in it, melted. And so I'm going to season the chicken breast, lay it on a couple pieces of bacon, put some cream cheese in the center, roll it, and put it in here ready to bake. They're ready to go in the oven. I used to put toothpicks in them to hold the bacon and the breasts together, but I've gotten better at rolling and moving and find that it's really not necessary, and then people don't have to accidentally put them in their mouth and worry about how to get them out. We're going to look at some Christmas lights.
Mom, should I turn the TV off?
No.
Okay.
We're just cutting through the neighborhood across the street, and I have to say, the other night when I went through, I did not see those ornament inflatable bulbs. I mean, that's too cool. I really like that. Really, really. And Santa's waving. It's so cool. So the town had its virtual Christmas tree lighting a few nights ago. The mayor was live on Facebook, and yeah, this is about the size of the tree. This is where the town tree usually is, and
Well, isn't that a live tree?
it's a fresh cut tree.
Okay.
It's cut though. Looks good. You know, all the other lights in here are clear white, warm white. It says regenerative braking temporarily reduced. Regen will increase as vehicle is driven. Does that mean she's cold? I don't know. We had this funny slowdown back just a ways, and she popped up this message after that and has left it there. So, I don't quite know.
Yeah.
You got anybody behind you right now?
Yeah.
You do. I was going to say, if you took your foot off the accelerator, we could see if she regens or not. Looks like it.
She felt reasonably normal.
Yeah, I don't know why that message is up there. We figured Jules is trying to tell us there's a little bit of a line waiting to get into the lights on Holt Road. So we've come in, I guess, from the south side, and we're going to have to get turned around and get into queue from the north side.
Okay, we started at 7:37 p.m. in line.
And what's it, like a mile, 2 miles back to the light show?
I'll tell you in a second. It's drawing. I rebooted. The message is still there. Let's see. It says it is.
These lights are at 1012 Holt Road in Apex.
Yeah.
So we're not too far from Guardian Angel.
It's 2.1 miles, it says.
Yeah. Yeah, you'll have to forgive us Model X drivers, because the way it communicates that it's a cold pack is totally different, and I might say causes just as many questions.
That's right.
For people that get the Model X and don't know. In the Model X, you get a triangle on both ends.
Are you
One
getting a snowflake?
No, it's a triangle. It's a yellow triangle and some dashes.
That's
on
right.
the lower right, if you can't regen and the pack is cold, and then in the upper left, if you're about to like run out of charge, period.
Right.
As the car loses power at the very end of its charge. So it's different. It's just different. And we were reading up on it, and there's bubbles.
There's little dots.
There's little bubbles is what everybody on the Tesla Motors Club called them, and we've got bubbles. So if you got that message about regen being limited and you got bubbles,
put your reading glasses on.
Yeah, then you know it's really cold. So it's 45 out, and we had it driven. She finished charging at like 10 p.m. last night, and the garage is probably at 50 degrees, 55 degrees.
Yeah,
so
55.
That's right on the border of, with Ruby would, if Ruby sat too long at 50 degrees, she would have limited regen. So I don't think this is abnormal. I just think we're just learning how to understand Jules is communicating it to us versus Ruby.
Right. We purposely slowed the charge rate down on Ruby when we were driving in the mornings to school, so that
in the winter,
so it would finish closer to departure time. Basically, we'd have it cut off at like 5:57 a.m. using Tesla Fi, and because the peak goes up at 6 a.m., so it would only stop charging about 30 minutes before Marianne left.
Yeah, I get in a bad mood if I don't have regen, although I understand that there are some people, you know who you are, that live in the colder climates and basically don't have any regen for the entire winter. So I'm sorry, but you know, here in North Carolina, we still have regen most of the winter. Central North Carolina anyway, if we're at least careful about when we charge and when we drive, as far as keeping the pack warm. So
and we do have bubbles on both ends. So I assume because of the low state of charge.
Yeah, we're not super low, but we're not super high either. We're less than 50%.
Yeah, well, I'm only charging it to 50%.
So it actually was only about 0.9 miles from where we were back. The original closer to 2 was the outer loop, not the direct route. The route Jules thought we should take to get back to that address.
Yeah, it was right.
The nice policeman will not let you turn left. You have to turn right, which totally makes sense. And Don was just saying how great it is to have traffic aware cruise control or autopilot to, you know, keep up with the car in front of us versus him. It's making it a lot less stressful. Just the cars just kind of keeping up.
I gotta tell you, I haven't touched the steering wheel here for about a minute, but we haven't moved that much. We're gonna see how many nags I get. Ah, there's a little blue tinge, ply light pressure, so she's nagging.
Keep your hands on the wheel even at 5 miles an hour. So we had this discussion last year when we were at the Charlotte Motor Speedway too. How do we get the daytime running lights off? And we know how to turn off the headlights off, okay? But there's no specific option for the daytime running lights really in the X and S or in the Y and 3. And according to what I just read, you know, range mode used to turn it off in the X and the S. Anytime you'd see an X or an S going down the road without the daytime running lights on in the middle of the day, you knew they had range mode on. But apparently it doesn't work like that anymore. I'll have to confirm with Ruby because we haven't tried since we were at the Charlotte Motor Speedway last year. But in the, you know, 3 and the Y, there is no range mode. And anyway, we just did a lot of reading online, owner's manual in the car, all of the, you know, basically you can't turn them off. So I know this place said not to run your bright lights, and I'm sure turning the headlights off will get rid of a lot of the forward light. But, you know, hopefully our Tesla owners aren't, it's got to be like this way on some other cars too, I'm imagining. You know, some of the rules in Europe I was reading are even more strict than here in the States. So anyway, we're not going to get caught off guard. We'll just turn off the headlights. We'll know the running lights are on, and we'll be, you know, hopefully no one will give us a hard time, which I don't think they're going to do over here. This place doesn't charge admission, and, you know, they just basically don't want people getting out of their cars and doing stupid things on their property because their house is on the property.
Yeah, we went to another Christmas light show even before. The very first year we owned Ruby, we were way down in Sampson County or something, and that's when we discovered that you need like to set traffic aware or the cruise control to like 1 or 2 miles an hour. You need to have it just crawl along
or follow the car in front of you regardless of how slow they're going.
Well, yeah, that too, but I guess in this case it wasn't, you know, they wanted to space the cars a little bit more, so you didn't want it to run up the catch. Anyway, the long story short is that I think Tesla needs a parade mode, so when you're not on the public highways, You know, you can put it in parade mode and it'll go slow speed, headlights turn off. There goes the Model Y.
Yeah, I mean, we can go much slower on traffic aware cruise control
Now
than
you
we
can.
used to be able
That's
to.
right.
It's like 14 miles or something, or 7 I don't know. It's a lot lower than it used to be.
Right. Yeah,
But now we still got this problem with the running lights. So, I mean, really, I think our point is if under 5 mile an hour, under 10 mile an hour, does it really matter? I would just automatically throw them on over 10 mile an hour. But if you're going 10 or less, then you're in a parade mode situation. I don't know.